Ladies and gentlemen, Mahindra has just introduced India's first three-row electric SUV. It's called the XEV 9S. It starts at a price of 19.95 lakh and goes up to 28 lakh. Now, of course, it has a lot to offer inside and out. And this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why you need to buy one, or at least consider buying one. Alright, now let's start with the design, and if you guys are familiar with the XEV 9A, then this will look familiar as well. Now, if you know the XEV 700, then this will look familiar as well. This is a mix and match of both vehicles. Now, the design is a mixed bag. I don't exactly think it's a bad looking design, but it's something that we're familiar with. As a result, it won't exactly catch the eye as some of the newer designs which are coming out in the market. You look at the front. Now, this is a spitting image of the XEV 9E, especially around the sides. Now, of course, this is the XEV 9E platform with the XEV 700 body on top. It's been developed to adapt to the powertrain. Now, you look on the sides, you get these wraparound style DRLs, and these are a two-tier lighting structure. And here is where it's evident that they've adapted it from the XEV 700. It's a bit protruding, it has that wide body effect, and I think the best angle to look at it is from the front. Of course, you get this closed off grille, you get this continuous running DRL strip. Now, they have separated it on the sides along with the central DRL, and I wish it was one continuous strip, but nevertheless, I think in this color shade, in this dark blue color shade, it does look kind of rad. And of course, you get this blacked out diffuser. So all in all, and I think overall, I think the front is the most eye-catching part of it all. With that, of course, you get four color shades. You have this, the dark blue, you have the black, you have the golden, and you also have white. Now, moving to the side, well, you see that you get 18-inch alloy wheels with 235 section tires. Now, these do tend to fill out the wheel arches decently well, but if you look at the overall design, they do look rather small. In the sketches and the design prototypes that we saw, the wheels that they've shown, they look butch, they look eye-catching, but here it does look undertired just a tad bit. Even the alloy wheels, now these are aero efficient alloy wheels, these have the diamond cut effect on them, they have a tritone effect as well. Now, there's a lot to like and a lot that you might miss as well. You move to the back, and here is where the XEV 700 comes into effect. You get the flush fitting door handles, you have this protruding shoulder line which runs to the back of the vehicle. Of course, here is where the C-pillar, along the C-pillar, here is where the glass becomes a little smaller, goes all the way to the back. Now, what I do like is the integration of the XEV 700 with the lighting elements. These wraparound style LEDs, they protrude quite a bit, they look good, and these also have a new lighting arrangement as compared to the XEV 700. Along with that, you also get this blacked out panel which runs across the length of the vehicle, and this is also a big differentiator from the 700. Now, of course, you get the XEV 9S badging. And this again is another telltale sign that this is India's first three-row electric SUV. Over that, again, you have a blacked out diffuser. So with the dual tone effect that all the color shades have going on, I think there's a lot to like again, and some may like it, some may not. It is a bit of a mixed bag, but why don't you tell me in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of the overall look and the color shades which Mahindra has chosen to offer. Now, the exterior design may not be the freshest or newest, but once you step inside, that's where it redeems its USP. Now, you step inside and you'll notice that not only is it a nice looking interior, but it is extremely feature loaded. Mahindra has tried its best to not only appeal to the elders in the family who want the comfort and space, but the younger ones as well, with the amount of technology on offer. The one thing that definitely will catch the eye of anyone is this triple 12.3-inch screen setup. You have this system for the passenger as well. This is controlled for the entertainment and for the HVAC controls. Here you have different apps including YouTube, Amazon Prime, Jio Hotstar, and so on and so forth, including you can also do some online shopping as well, including Blinkit, Flipkart, Myntra, you have WhatsApp, Instagram, and everything you can possibly think of. Then you move to the infotainment screen. Now, I do have to say that while driving the vehicle in peak sunlight, both the screens for the driver do get difficult to see. Now, I understand with the passenger screen that is a distraction, but the infotainment system also gets difficult to see in peak sunlight, making it a little more distracting while driving. But the graphics are amazing. It really pops out. It's intuitive and it's easy to navigate through. Over that, this is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor with 24 GB RAM and a 128 GB storage as well. Over that, if you talk about some more entertainment and features, well, you get a 16 speaker Harman Kardon system. We did try it out. I think it sounds fantastic. That'll definitely be a boon for those who like listening to music, who are just music files in general. Then we come to the steering wheel. Mahindra has chosen to go with this one spoke steering wheel. I don't exactly like the new sort of steering wheel designs which are coming out in the market with the Mahindras and the Tatas. I like that 3-spoke setup, but as far as steering wheel design goes, I think it definitely is a good looking one. You have buttons on the top, on the bottom. You have touch sensitive controls with haptic feedback. You have the controls for the entertainment, for the audio, and for the ADAS and other convenience features like the ADAS and cruise control as well. Then move to the center console. Well, you have a large storage in the middle with a wireless charger. You have twin Type-C charging port, and you also have another storage area for the phone. The gear lever is something that we did see in the XEV 9e as well, and that has been carried over. The whole powertrain has been carried over, so of course it made sense that this does as well. Then you have 2 cup holders. Now I would have liked these to be a little bigger, but they have tried to make up for it with large cup holders in the door bins. Then you have controls for the infotainment and as well as for the vehicle, along with a rotary dial. You have a pretty decently sized armrest. The armrest itself moves back and front, quite large, and overall quite a comfortable place to be. Then in terms of comfort and practicality, you get a 6-way electric adjustable driver seat with manual lumbar support. You also have a 6-way electric co-passenger seat, and this also gets Boss mode, which I'll show you when we move to the back. Now, as you get to the back, the first thing I want to talk about is the space on offer. The XEV 9e was a long vehicle, and the second row of seats provided ample of space no matter how tall of a rear passenger you had. But in order to make this a 3-row SUV, Mahindra has compromised a little bit on the second row of seats, but honestly it's not that bad. I have enough and more space for my head, for my shoulders, for my knees, and for my legs as well. I can really lounge out and it's quite comfortable. However, the under thigh support is a bit lacking. It's not as high as I would have wanted, and the backrest is a bit too stiff and a bit too upright for my liking. But on the other front, well, comfort and practicality is well looked after. You get a large armrest with 2 cup holders. Now these are ventilated seats on both sides. You have AC vents, and you also have wireless charging at the back. Yes, this car has twin wireless charging capability, and with that you have a large panoramic sunroof as well. Now in the XEV 9e, the sunroof did not open. With this, it does. So not only makes this cabin a lot more airier, but it's pretty cool in terms of features as well. And then of course you have this device holder which you can use to hold your tab or your phone. So entertainment is also looked after. Then if you talk about features for chauffeur-driven owners, well, the biggest thing is Boss mode. You have buttons right over here which controls the co-passenger seat in front in order to give you the maximum amount of space for your legs or for your knees. Now let's move to the third row of space, because that is the biggest talking point of this vehicle. For added practicality and comfort, you also get sun blinds in the second row. Now getting into the third row of seats is fairly simple. You have a lever on the sides, flip this over. Now the battery is mounted under the floor. As a result, the floor is a bit high up, so it might get difficult for elderly passengers to get to the back. Now, before I actually sat in this vehicle, I was excited to talk about the third row, but it just hasn't lived up to my expectations. It's quite small. I did talk about the high floor space, and as soon as you sit down, you notice that this is a space best left for kids or teenagers. Now, Mahindra should be happy that I'm one of the shortest journalists in the industry, so I fit decently well. I mean, I can fit my knees and my legs. Of course, I have decent head space and shoulder space, which will be okay for everyone, but the leg and knee room is what's going to be a bit of a hindrance. It's okay for kids and teenagers, as I said, and it's also okay for adults in an emergency within city limits. But other than that, for longer drives, it's just something which is not be as comfortable. But in terms of amenities, it does offer. You have AC vents, you have cup holders, and the AC units, they're pretty good. With that, you also have AC blower controls right over here, which definitely helps with the convenience. The AC vents, you have a 12-volt charging socket, and of course the aforementioned cup holder as well. Now, it does offer the space, it does offer the features, and it offers the convenience. But unfortunately, in some areas, it's just not the best around, so it leaves a bit of a sour taste in your mouth. Now, when you talk about boot space, Mahindra mentions that it gets 570 liters of boot space, but that is definitely one with the second row of seats up and the third seats folded down. They haven't given any numbers with the third row up, and I think that's for a good cause, because it doesn't have a lot of space. I can get maybe one bag, but that's about it. I can get 3 in a row and have to shut this and stuff it in. But nonetheless, it is something that will purely be used for grocery getting or for smaller luggage. But I think it does free up a lot of space once you put all of it down. As I mentioned, you get 570 liters of boot space for 5 adults for a weekend getaway. That's just about adequate, not the best. What redeems it is the fact that you have a frunk space which measures 150 liters. So this is the 150 liter frunk space which you get. Again, this definitely is more than the boot space with all 3 rows up, and again, this will be used for smaller luggage or for your groceries as well. But what about the performance and specifications? Well, it gets 2 battery pack options, a 59 kilowatt and a 79 kilowatt. This which you see here is the pack 3 above. There are 4 variants in total. This one puts out about 280 bhp, 380 newton meters of peak torque. Now, Mahindra claims it can do 0 to 100 in 7 seconds, go up to a top speed of 202 kilometers per hour. And this is the one which goes up to 28 lakh. The basic version gets a 59 kilowatt hour battery pack, and that is the one which costs 19.95 lakh. Nonetheless, there are a lot of features which it offers in the base variant, like the triple screen setup. You have the panoramic sunroof. So all in all, I think this is quite a value for money option, especially given the fact that you get a proper 3-row electric SUV for 19.95 lakh, and that is not very far off in terms of power or torque as compared to the top end version. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys think of the new XEV 9S? What do you guys think of the technology on offer? What do you guys think of the space on offer? Tell me in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys very soon.